Okay, today we're talking about an introduction to equations, which is 10.1 in our textbook. Now, this is a carry-on from chapter 5. We're talking about algebra, so you'll need to remember all that information and apply it when working with equations. Now, an equation is a mathematical statement that two things are equal. They have a left-hand side and a right-hand side and an equal sign in between. So, to be an equation, it must fulfill those criteria. So it must have a left-hand side, it must have a right-hand side, and it must have an equal sign in between. So, knowing that, which of these qualify as equations? You can probably see straight away that 3 plus 5 equals 8 is an equation. It has a left-hand side, a right-hand side, and an equal sign. And so does this one. They are both equations. The other two do not qualify as equations. Okay, so they are mathematical statements and they can be true or they can be false. So for example, 2 plus 3 is 5 is true because 2 plus 3 does equal 5. But you can write an equation, 5 plus 7 equals 21. It does not make it correct. It is false. So equations can be true and they can be false. So we need to know how to prove that they are true or false. And that's what we're looking at in this topic. But if a variable is included in an equation, you can't work out if the equation is true or false until you know the value of the variable, because it will depend on the number of the variable whether the equation is true or false. So for example, 3y equals 12 would be true if the variable stands for 4, so 3 4s equal 12, but it would be false if y is 10, so 3 10s would equal 30. Therefore, 30 equals 12 is not a correct equation, it is false. So they can be true or false, but you need to know the variable before you are able to work it out. Alrighty, so I want you to work out whether these equations are true or false. So pause the video and do that. Okay, so this first one's pretty easy. 5 plus 3 is 8 equals 2 times 4, which is 8. Therefore, with our therefore symbol, it is true. Okay, so what about this next one? So we need to do BOMDAS first, so brackets. So it'll be 12 times 2 minus 1, which is 1, equals 14 plus 5. So then let's work this out. So it'll be 12. 14 plus 5 is 19. So it actually does not equal 12 does not equal 19, therefore this statement is false. Alright, so that equation is false. Now, we're going to do this again, but I want you to substitute the variable for the number in the brackets. Therefore, so we have b equals 4 in the first equation, and in the second equation x equals 7. So please go ahead and pause the video and work that out. So to do that, we need to rewrite the equation with substituting the value for the variable. So we would write 10 plus 4 equals 3 times 4 plus 1. Okay, so we have 14 equals 3 4s are 12 plus 1 is 13. So that does not, it is false, does not equal each other, so this one is false. Alright, let's try this next one. So the x equals 7, so we've got 3, we just rewrite the equation, we're not doing any calculations. Okay, So using BOMDAS, we need to make sure that we do multiplication first, so don't forget BOMDAS. 7 9s are 63, so it'll be 3 plus 63 equals, well, we can work that out as 66, therefore 66 does equal 66. So this one, as you've probably guessed, and you've probably worked out, is true. Okay, so we can also write equations from a description. So we have previously been writing expressions without the equal sign, so we need to write equations now. We'll be including the equal sign in our equation. Alright, so you need to read this and see if you can write an equation from this description. So Priya's age is currently J, so J represents her current age. In 5 years' time, her age will be 17. Write an equation to show her age in 5 years. So, well, obviously in 5 years she's going to be 17. So her current age plus 5 equals 17. So that would be the equation that you write. Pretty easy. Okay, now have a go at this one yourself. So I want you to write an equation from this description. So you don't need to work out the answer, just writing the equation. So the number of cards in a deck is Y, and in 7 decks there are 91 cards. So you need to write an equation to show the total number of cards. Okay, so hopefully you have had a good go at this and are able to work it out. So number of cards is Y. So 7 decks, there are 91. So I would write 7Y equals 91. You could also write Y, so you could also have Y equals 91 over 7. So either of those would have been correct. Okay, so that seems pretty easy to me, so hopefully we'll do well with our textbook answers.